Before working with Jordan, I was working in the aerospace industry where it was very unfriendly to remote work. And even during COVID, I was still going to the office. And I've been thinking about going remote for a while I was in that space. And I was trying to kind of figure things out on my own, talking to a few people. And I had a lot of gaps in my knowledge about what it takes to get a job in a specific industry and to reach out to the right people who can, help you out. And even just the strategies that I was implementing were not very efficient. So after working with Jordan, I was able to build meaningful relationships through LinkedIn, which was very crucial to finding certain types of jobs that are makes sense for at least what I would want to get into. So it's a pretty tough kind of making friends with strangers online. But after learning what Jordan had to teach, I was able to kind of reach out to certain people that was very specific to what I was looking for. And they essentially became my champions during the entire interview process. And the best part about this is it builds on itself. After a while, it starts compounding the people you start meeting, the people you start talking to, and it gets to a point where they start bringing jobs and roles to you where you're not even looking anymore. In the program, some of the things that I took away were the mindset of getting a job in general, not just a remote job, and focusing on exactly what you want, having intention behind it rather than kind of spraying and praying, and then having a long-term mindset about knowing that what you're doing now will pay dividends later on down the line, even for the second job that you're looking for after the one you get for the first one, the third one, the fourth one, and everything. Some of the unexpected benefits are just how do you come off being sincere to people when you're just reaching out cold and not sounding spammy, because I feel like a lot of people do that. Even I get messages nowadays when people are kind of just reaching out, asking for help and tips, and I could just tell it was very much like copy and paste rather than, someone who kind of follows what I'm posting, someone who's looked through my profile, figured out what I'm into, and then asking genuine questions and understanding what I can actually help with and what I can't, rather than being like, hey, like, can you help? And just figuring it, like, maybe this guy will be able to help me. If not, the 10th guy that I copy and paste this to will help me. So, and some of the people that I've met through just the process that Jordan taught me have, to this day, I can hit them up and I can just chat with them and talk to them. So, which is very nice. And yeah, and it's always interesting how it also like helps with like the mindset of things, right? Like now I know that there's a way to get to the end goal when it comes to getting a job outside of the traditional ways that you were taught. So working with Jordan, I was able to implement some of the things he teaches to get my first job by meeting someone through LinkedIn who was able to refer me to the director of the program management for a startup. And after 2 interviews, I was hired and I worked with them for about 4 to 6 months. And after that, unfortunately, there was a layoff that happened across all of 2022, especially for startups and tech companies. And while I was let go, I just implemented the same processes and systems and networking tips that Jordan taught me. And in 2-3 months, I received another job where I was pretty much the only person interviewed for it because I was referred to by a friend. The first job that I got, I was remote, but the headquarters was about an hour from where I lived. So I used to go in every once a month or so. But the second job that I got was fully remote. I work from my apartment, and yeah, the headquarters is in Chicago and I live in Miami. So yeah, I don't think I've yet to meet some of my coworkers in person, and I think I will at some point, but yeah, it's fully remote. Some things people should know that, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has like a vision of where they want to get to, and I did as well. And I used to dream about like having a job like this, or like living like a lifestyle like this, where I was working from home, like living where I want to live and setting my own hours. And I'm doing exactly that after working with Jordan.